Hello everyone, as you all know, the SEBI Grade A notification is out and I know many of you are wondering how can I make my preparation more effective, what's the right strategy, and because let's face this thing, okay, let's face it that everyone studies the same syllabus and they are using similar resources, सब similar resources use कर रहे हैं, सबको पता है क्या topics आते हैं, okay, they know everything. So real difference कहाँ है? So the real difference lies in how smartly you prepare, okay, how smartly you are preparing, and the smartest way to start is by understanding what's actually been, okay, what's actually being asked in previous papers, okay, previous year में क्या क्वेश्चन पूछे गए, किन टॉपिक से क्वेश्चंस पूछे गए, okay, because we all have limited time, हम सबके पास limited time है, so instead of trying to study everything, instead of trying to cover every topic, okay, we need to focus on what truly matters, okay, we need to focus on what truly matters. So okay, so now before starting this session, let me introduce myself. Hello everyone, my name is Khushi and today we are going to analyze previous year questions from 2020, okay, 2020, 2022 and 2024 for the Commerce and Accountancy unit, okay, for this specific unit, कौन सी unit? Commerce and Accountancy unit. So basically we will be looking at both phase 1 and phase 2 papers, okay, phase 1 and phase 2 papers. I hope आपको paper pattern पहले से ही पता होगा, okay. So we will be looking at both phase 1 and phase 2 papers, not to guess answers. हम यहाँ पे answers निकालने नहीं आए हैं, answers calculate करने नहीं आए हैं, but to understand the examiner's mindset, what areas they love asking questions from, okay, examiner के favorite areas क्या हैं, what patterns repeat and where you should focus your energy this time, okay, for this exam. So without any further delay, let's begin, let's start this session. So as you can see on your screen, okay, as you can see on your screen, we'll first take up phase 1, okay, we'll first take up phase 1 questions asked in 2022 and 2020, okay, and once we are done with those, we'll move on to the phase 2 questions, okay, phase 2 questions. After that we will also look at the 2024, wait a second, 2024 paper. Why? To see, okay, to see if there are any visible trends, okay, any visible trends, patterns or shifts in the kind of questions SEBI is asking, okay. So all right, okay, all right, so the first question from 2022 phase 1, okay, phase 1 paper 2 commerce and accountancy section is, कौन सा है हमारा first question, okay, let's zoom it. So before that हमारे इस यूनिट से 2022 में कितने क्वेश्चन पूछे गए थे? 10 out of 50, that's 20%, okay, 20% weightage रखती है आपकी ये यूनिट कॉमर्स एंड अकाउंटेंसी. So this is extremely important for your exam, okay. So our first question is, accounting is the process of recording the financial transactions of a business. The accounting system involves recording and summarizing business transactions. We all know that, okay. Which of the following is not a qualitative characteristics of accounting? So our question is this, okay, about qualitative characteristic of accounting, okay, qualitative characteristic of accounting. So first it's a conceptual question, okay, conceptual question है, अगर आपको ये concept आता होगा, so this is very easy, okay, this is very easy for you. And किस टॉपिक से पूछा गया है ये? बेसिक्स ऑफ अकाउंटिंग, बेसिक्स ऑफ अकाउंटिंग. सो हेयर द एग्जामिनर वांटेड टू टेस्ट, एग्जामिनर क्या देखना चाहता है? द एग्जामिनर वांटेड टू टेस्ट वेदर यू क्लियरली रिमेंबर द 4 क्वालिटेटिव कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स ऑफ अकाउंटिंग विच आर वेरीफाइबिलिटी, ओके, रिलेवेंस and reliability and comparability. But here's the trap word. Trap word क्या है? Trap word was accountability, okay, trap word was accountability. Wait a second, okay. Trap word क्या है? That is accountability, ओके, सो इट साउंड्स लाइक इट बिलोंग्स इन द लिस्ट, इस लिस्ट में बिलोंग करता है बिकॉज वेरीफाइबिलिटी, रिलेवेंस, रिलायबिलिटी एंड देन कंपैरेबिलिटी, एंड वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट कॉमर्स अकाउंटेंसी यूनिट. सो आपको लग सकता है, ओके, स्टूडेंट को ये लग सकता है कि अकाउंटेबिलिटी भी क्वालिटेटिव कैरेक्टरिस्टिक का पार्ट होगा, बट दैट्स नॉट द केस. ओके, दैट्स नॉट द केस. सो नाउ our question number 2, okay, question number 2, that is int AS, okay, int AS, that is accounting standard 18 relating to revenue recognition applies to, okay, so basically उन्होंने बताया int AS related किससे है, revenue recognition से, okay, but now they are asking कि apply कहाँ करता है. it's a basically factual question, okay, that's a factual question. The examiner's intention here was to check your retention power. आपकी retention power check करना चाहता है examiner. Basically whether you have memorized the important accounting standards and their corresponding numbers. Okay, so the correct reference here is क्या है, int AS 18, okay, int AS 18 revenue recognition which applies to, किस पे apply होता है, interest, royalty and dividend. Okay, that's your answer, interest, royalty and dividend. But here's something very important, okay, here's something very important I want you to note, that int AS 18, we are talking about int AS 18, okay, no longer exist in the present accounting framework. Okay, no longer exist. Wait a second. Yes, and it has now been replaced by int AS 115. Okay, replaced by int AS 115, and int AS 115 किसकी बात करता है, revenue from contract. Okay, revenue from contracts with customers. Okay, contracts with customers. तो बेसिकली हमसे int AS 18 पे क्वेश्चन पूछा गया था, बट अब वो int AS 18 एग्जिस्ट नहीं करता है. ओके, सो द टेक अवे फ्रॉम दिस क्वेश्चन इज दैट, टेक अवे क्या है, while conceptual understanding is very crucial, factual recall also plays a major role. ओके, factual recall भी मेजर रोल प्ले करता है, आपको पता होना चाहिए. int AS 18 रिलेटेड किससे है, रेवेन्यू रिकॉग्निशन, एंड अप्लाई कहाँ होता है, इंटरेस्ट, रॉयल्टी एंड डिविडेंड. ओके, दैट्स फैक्चुअल डेटा and you should remember all this. Okay, so now question number 3. Okay, so this question number 2, it was easy अगर आपको ये factual data याद है तो. Okay, and now question number 3, a debenture is a type of long-term business debt secured by any collateral. It is a funding option for companies with solid finances. Okay, which of the following is incorrect regarding debenture? Okay, so basically वो हमसे पूछ रहा है कि इन 5 स्टेटमेंट्स में से इनकरेक्ट स्टेटमेंट कौन सी है अबाउट डिबेंचर. ओके, अबाउट डिबेंचर. सो बेसिकली इट्स अ कॉन्सेप्चुअल क्वेश्चन है. अगर आपको डिबेंचर के बारे में पता होगा, सो यू कैन आंसर दिस वेरी इजीली. ओके, so it's a conceptual question. The key here is to notice the word incorrect. Okay, notice this word incorrect. Okay, notice this word incorrect in the question. Whenever such extreme words, okay, ये extreme words हैं हमारे. extreme words क्या है, whenever such extreme words appear like not, okay, not, except and incorrect. Okay, not, except, incorrect. Okay, only. Here be extra alert. Okay, be extra alert because the examiner is intentionally testing your attentiveness. Okay, examiner is intentionally testing your attentiveness कि आप कितने attentive हो. Okay, अगर आप ये incorrect नहीं पढ़ते हो तो हो सकता है time constant की वजह से आप लोग सिर्फ डिबेंचर देखो. Okay, which of the following is correct regarding डिबेंचर पढ़ लो and किसी भी ऑप्शन पे other than A मार्क कर दो अपना आंसर. Okay, so here in this case option A is the incorrect one. It is a part of owned capital. Okay, it is a part of owned capital. So basically ये incorrect क्यों है, Okay, the question, because the question itself says debenture is a long term business debt. Okay, we all know that debenture is a long term business debt, which clearly means it represents borrowed capital. Okay, it represents borrowed capital and not owned capital. Okay, borrowed capital and not owned capital. So while shareholders contribute ownership capital, debenture holders are creditors. debenture holders क्या है? creditors है हमारे, वो ownership, उनके पास कोई ownership नहीं है. They lend money to the company and receive fixed interest which is charged to the profit and loss account. Okay, which is charged to the profit and loss account. Now question number 4, an asset is a resource with economic value that an individual or corporation owns or controls with the expectation that it will provide a future benefit. Okay, so हमें asset के बारे में कुछ बताया गया, and then they are asking which of the following is an intangible asset. So basically this this information was irrelevant. This is our question, that okay, which of the following is an intangible asset. Okay, so now this is one of those question that looks extremely simple. Okay, extremely simple है, easy question है, and किस टॉपिक से है? बेसिक्स ऑफ अकाउंटिंग. बेसिक्स ऑफ अकाउंटिंग से आपसे पूछा गया है. ओके, सो दिस इज वन ऑफ दोज सिंपल क्वेश्चन. ओके, सिंपल क्वेश्चन. द कंसेप्ट ऑफ टैंजिबल, ओके, द कंसेप्ट ऑफ टैंजिबल वर्सेस इंटेंजिबल एसेट्स इज समथिंग ऑल ऑफ अस स्टडीज बैक इन क्लास 11th एंड क्लास 12th में आपने पढ़ा होगा. बट सेबी ऑफन इंक्लूड्स सच फंडामेंटल लेवल क्वेश्चंस टू चेक योर कॉन्सेप्चुअल क्लैरिटी. ओके, आपको कॉन्सेप्चुअल क्लैरिटी है या नहीं है, इसलिए ऐसे इजी क्वेश्चंस भी सेबी कभी कभी आपसे पूछ लेता है. ऑल अदर ऑप्शन लाइक लीज होल्ड लैंड, रेलवे स्लाइडिंग, इंटरनेट टावर, कैश, ओके, ऑल दिस क्वेश्चंस are tangible assets. They are tangible assets because they can be physically touched. Okay, they can be physically touched or measured. Mining rights, okay, these mining rights on the other hand are intangible. Okay, because we are talking about rights. Okay, we are talking about rights. You can't see that, you can't touch that. Okay, but they hold but they hold economic value. Okay, they hold economic value and provide future benefits to the business. Okay, provide future benefits to the business. So that was an easy question. Okay, then we have question number 5. Okay, let's discuss question number 5. A right shareholder, if transferred his rights to another person, this will come under which type of right? Okay, this will come under which type of right? The topic is issue of shares. Okay, and level of difficulty is moderate. Okay, level of difficulty is moderate because सबको नहीं पता होता about shareholders right. This will come under which type of right? They sometimes students को नहीं पता है shareholders right. So here the examiner framed the options in a way that could easily confuse you. Okay, so basically R से start हो रहे हैं, mostly 4 ऑप्शन तो R से start कर दिए गए हैं. That was renunciation, resale, recalling, redemption, and then they are talking about transferable rights. Okay, then they are talking about transferable rights. So a right shareholder if transfer his rights to another person. So basically आपको लगेगा that they are talking about transferable right, but this is wrong. Okay, this is wrong. Okay, so words like resale, recall or redemption sounds related to the term right. Okay, sounds related to the term rights, but they don't actually fit in the accounting context. Okay, accounting context में इनको यूज नहीं किया जाता है. Okay, so now हमारा आंसर क्या है? That is renunciation of right. Okay, renunciation of right. Now what is renunciation of rights? It simply means, okay, it simply means that a shareholder gives up, okay, gives up or renounces his right to subscribe his share, okay, to subscribe to shares and transfers it to another person. Okay, ट्रांसफर की बात यहाँ पे की जाती है, ट्रांसफर की बात रिनंसिएशन में की जाती है, नॉट इन ट्रांसफरेबल राइट. ओके, नॉट इन ट्रांसफरेबल राइट. दैट इज रॉन्ग. ओके, सो इन सिंपल वर्ड्स वी कैन से दैट रिनंसिएशन ऑफ राइट मीन्स सेलिंग योर राइट. ओके, सेलिंग योर राइट शेयर्स टू अनदर इन्वेस्टर यूजुअली एट अ बेटर प्राइस. ओके, यूजुअली एट अ बेटर प्राइस. नाउ लेट्स डिस्कस क्वेश्चन नंबर 6. सो इफ द ड्यू डेट of a bill, okay, if the due date of a bill is after the date of closing the account, okay, then we write the interest from the date of closing as, okay, on the relevant side of the account current, okay, on the relevant side of the account current. So the topic is bills of exchange, okay, bills of exchange से आपसे पूछा गया है, and the level of difficulty is, okay, is difficult, okay, level of difficulty क्या है, difficult, so because this question is from a very specific, okay, this question is from a very specific accounting concept called account current, okay, they are talking about account current which deals with interest calculations, okay, interest calculation से deal करता है वो in current account, okay, deals with interest calculations in current account, okay, when कब डील करता है, when there are multiple transactions between two parties, दो parties के बीच में अगर multiple transactions हैं then वो डील करता है multiple transactions, okay. So we can consider this question, okay, we can consider this question number 6 as an out of syllabus question, okay, as an out of syllabus question. In such cases, if you know it, okay, if you know the answer, great, you will easily recall the correct answer, that is red ink interest, okay. But if you don't know the answer, just skip this question, okay, just skip this question because यहाँ पे आप लोग कोई भी elimination method या कोई भी guesswork नहीं कर सकते हैं, okay. So if you don't know the answer, just skip this question. There's no point wasting time on wasting time on such questions because SEBI occasionally adds 1-2 question, एक या दो question ऐसे वो डालता ही है from older or peripheral topics to check your range, okay. Now let's discuss this question number 7. Okay, now let's discuss this question number 7. Which of the following is not shown under the exceptional item in profit and loss? We are talking about, okay, we are talking about profit and loss, and topic क्या है, financial statements and disclosure requirement, okay. So the level of difficulty was moderate, the level of difficulty क्या है, that was moderate. So the correct answer here is sales of investment in subsidiary and associated companies, okay. So now let's understand the intent behind this question, okay. Intent क्या था ये question पूछने का, examiner के देने का. The examiner wanted to test whether you can differentiate between exceptional and extraordinary items, okay. We have exceptional items, then we have extraordinary items, okay, items. They both are unusual or non-recurring items, but there's a fine line क्या है, exceptional items, okay, exceptional items are part of normal business, okay, normal business operation, but are large or unusual in amount, okay. So large and unusual in amount. And on the other hand, extraordinary items on the other hand are completely outside the normal business activities, okay, outside normal business activities. And here we were talking about normal, okay, part of normal business activities, okay, part of normal business activities कौन है, आपके exceptional items and extraordinary items क्या है, they are not part of your normal business activities. So this was moderate type of question, okay. So which of the following is not shown, okay, under the exceptional item में क्या नहीं दिखाया जाएगा, sales of investment in subsidiary and associated company, okay. अगर वो exceptional में नहीं दिखाया जाएगा तो कहाँ दिखाया जाएगा, extraordinary में दिखाया जाएगा, okay. So here items like insurance claim, okay, insurance claim received or profit, okay, profit or loss on disposal of fixed assets, okay, though unusual, okay, ये unusual हैं, still relate to normal business operation. They are related to normal business operation, but the sale of investment in subsidiary and associated companies, okay, the sale of investment in subsidiary and associated companies falls outside regular operations, okay, falls outside regular operation, or we can say regular operating activities में नहीं आता है वो business की, hence it is not shown under exceptional items, okay, it is not shown under exceptional items. Now question number 8, okay, let's discuss this. Which of the following is a buyback condition? Okay, which of the following is a buyback condition? So the level of difficulty is easy, okay, it's conceptual and factual, okay, conceptual and factual question. It's a conceptual, or we can say it's a conceptual and factual mix, okay, where the examiners check, okay, where the examiners checks if you remember the statutory conditions governing buyback, okay, buyback की बात कर रहे हैं हम यहाँ पे. The correct answer is debt equity ratio shall not exceed 2:1, okay. Now the trap, okay, now the trap here lies in the wording, okay, wording क्या है, especially in this A, okay, A option, where the examiner uses the word not, okay, uses the word not to make it wrong, okay. So basically अगर ये not यहाँ नहीं होता तो authorization of AOA is required, okay, authorization of AOA is required when we talk about buyback condition, but यहाँ पे not आ गया, that is why ये हमारा correct option नहीं है, okay. Now let's discuss question number 9, okay. So this is which of the following is the capital expenditure? Very easy question, okay, very basic and easy question. Which of the following is the capital expenditure? क्या है? This one again we can say that this one again belongs to the basic accounting concepts, okay, basic accounting concepts. Specifically अगर हम बात करें तो specifically under classification of expenditure, okay. So revenue expenditure होता है and आपका capital expenditure होता है. So the correct answer here is overhaul of second hand machinery, okay, overhaul of second hand machinery. Now why is that so? ये करेक्ट आंसर क्यों है? कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर, बिकॉज कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर refers to spending that creates an asset or improves its earning capacity, okay. So overhaul of second hand machinery, okay, improve करेगा earning capacity. When a second hand machine is overhauled, okay, it becomes usable again, it becomes usable again and increases its future benefits, okay, increasing its future benefits. So we can say that it's capital in nature, okay, it's capital in nature. On the other hand, expenses like repainting, okay, repainting of old van, okay, here carriage expenses or repaired parts, okay, since they are recurring, okay, they are recurring and don't add long term value, so ये हमारा capital expenditure का part नहीं है. Now question number 10, let's discuss this, okay. So which of the following is a commitment item in the financial statements? Okay, now we are talking about commitment item. This question is from financial statement, okay, financial statement and disclosure requirement. Financial statement and disclosure requirements. Particularly we can say that the part dealing with contingent liability, okay, contingent liability and commitments, okay, and commitments. So the answer here is uncalled liability, okay, uncalled liability. So here the examiner's goal, examiner का क्या goal है? Here the examiner's goals was to check your understanding of classification, whether you can distinguish between contingent liability and commitments, okay, between contingent liability and commitments का difference आपको पता है या नहीं? Now contingent liability क्या है? Contingent liability are uncertain obligations, okay, they are uncertain obligations, okay, like we can say claims, guarantees, they are contingent liabilities. Commitments are firm obligations, okay, like uncalled liability, okay, like uncalled liability on we can say partly paid shares, which the company will definitely have to pay when called, okay. So okay, so all right, let's move on to the 2020, okay, let's move on to the 2020 phase 1 questions from the commerce and accountancy section. So let's begin. Okay, let's begin with the first question from the 2020 phase 1 paper. Okay, 2020 phase 1 paper. Okay, so here BPO, okay, BPO is often referred to as information technology enabled services, okay, ITES, because it relies on technology infrastructure, okay, technology or infrastructure that enables external companies to efficiently perform their roles. What is the full form of BPO? That is your question, okay, that this is your question, what is the full form of BPO? Okay, so again this is a factual question, okay, this question is very basic, okay, this question is very basic, or we can say factual, very easy, okay, but it's a great reminder. किस चीज का reminder of how SEBI sometimes includes general commerce awareness type questions. Okay, basic commerce question है ये. Okay, so basically अगर आपका background commerce रहा है, so I'm sure कि आपको ये पता होगा BPO का full form क्या है. What's the full form of BPO? That is business process outsourcing. Okay, that is business process outsourcing. Okay, business process outsourcing. Now this questions, okay, this question checks your awareness, calmness, and we can say presence of mind during the exam. Okay, so many students know the term BPO but still mark it wrong out of hurry. Okay, शायद वहां जाके वो गलती कर दें और उन्हें ये आंसर आता हो. Okay, उन्हें ये आंसर आते हुए भी वो गलत मार्क कर दें, ऐसा हो सकता है. Okay, so many students know the term BPO, business process outsourcing, but still mark it wrong of hurry or we can say overconfidence. Okay, or overconfidence में आकर. Now let's discuss this second question. Okay, Tally is an ERP dash software. Okay, package, okay, software package used for recording day-to-day business data of a company. The latest version of the Tally is Tally ERP 9. Okay, so this is irrelevant for our question. Okay, so it's one of those very basic factual questions. We can say that basic factual questions aimed at testing your practical awareness. Okay, आप कितना सॉफ्टवेयर्स के बारे में जानते हो, अकाउंटिंग सॉफ्टवेयर्स के बारे में जानते हो, ये वो चेक कर रहा है, ये क्वेश्चन चेक कर रहा है. दिस इज फैक्चुअल. सो बेसिकली अगर आपको एग्जैक्टली नहीं पता है टेली सॉफ्टवेयर के बारे में, सो आप ये क्वेश्चन का आंसर नहीं कर पाएंगे. द करेक्ट आंसर हेयर इज अकाउंटिंग. ओके, इट्स अकाउंटिंग एज मेंशन्ड. ओके, एज मेंशन्ड क्या मेंशन है? द क्वेश्चन इटसेल्फ गिव्स यू अ बिग हिंट. व्हाट्स द बिग हिंट? ओके, इट सेज used for recording day to day business data of a company. Used for recording day to day business data of a company. Okay, this is, ये आपके लिए एक big hint है. Okay, ये एक बहुत बड़ा hint है. So if you read it carefully, you can immediately connect it to किससे? Accounting. Okay, connect it to accounting. Options like this auditing. So basically पेंशन तो कहीं से भी नहीं होगा, पेंशन के लिए टेली सॉफ्टवेयर यूज नहीं किया जाएगा. बिजनेस नहीं होगा, बट ऑप्शंस लाइक ऑडिटिंग और सैलरी आर मेंट टू कंफ्यूज यू. ओके, दे आर मेंट टू कंफ्यूज यू, बट दे डोंट मैच द फंक्शंस डिस्क्राइब्ड. क्या फंक्शन बताया गया है? यूज्ड फॉर रिकॉर्डिंग डे टू डे बिजनेस डेटा ऑफ अ कंपनी. ओके, सो ऐसा ना ही ऑडिटिंग में होता है एंड ना ही सैलरी में होता है. ऑडिटिंग क्या चेक करता है? ऑडिटिंग चेक्स एक्यूरेसी आफ्टर रिकॉर्डिंग. ओके, आफ्टर रिकॉर्डिंग एक्यूरेसी चेक करने के लिए ऑडिटिंग काम आता है, व्हाइल टेली हेल्प्स in recording process itself. Okay, so that's accounting. Tally is an ERP accounting software package used for recording day-to-day business data of a company. Okay, so this was easy. Okay, and आप इसमें elimination method भी use कर सकते थे, because we have this information used for recording day-to-day business data of a company. Okay, now let's discuss question number 3, that is, a company has assets worth rupees 36,000 and liabilities worth 16,000. What is its owner's equity? Okay, the question is as fundamental as it gets. Okay, from we can say कहाँ से आया question? From basics of accounting, basic accounting principle under the topic. Which topic? Accounting. Wait a second. We are talking about this question. Yes, so basics of accounting में कहाँ से आया? Accounting equation. Okay, accounting equation. under the topic accounting equation. The correct answer here is 20,000. Okay, 20,000. And what's the reason behind it? The reason is simple. The basic accounting formula we all know. What's the formula? That is assets. Okay, assets is equals to liabilities plus owner's equity. Owner's equity. So now what we have? We have assets. Okay, we have assets, we have liabilities. Okay, we have liabilities. Then हमें क्या निकालना है? Owner equity. So you can, okay, I hope आप इसे easily निकाल लोगे. So that's very easy. It's a straightforward question, we can say that. But notice how SEBI includes a few of these questions to test whether we can say that your foundation is strong. Okay, your conceptual knowledge is strong or not. So it was fundamental and easy if you know about accounting equation. Okay, so now our next question, that is question number 4. Okay, so current assets include cash, cash equivalents, account receivable, stock inventory, marketable securities, prepaid liabilities, etc. So पहले उन्होंने एक statement दी, then these assets are expected to be realized within. Okay, so basically our question is that current assets, okay, current assets are expected to be realized within. Okay, they are asking about the टाइम पीरियड. ओके, हमसे वो टाइम पीरियड के बारे में पूछ रहे हैं. सो दिस इज अ कॉन्सेप्चुअल क्लैरिटी क्वेश्चन. टेस्टिंग क्या टेस्ट कर रहे हैं? टेस्टिंग इफ यू कैन डिस्टिंग्विश बिटवीन करंट एंड नॉन करंट एसेट्स. ओके, इफ यू कैन डिस्टिंग्विश बिटवीन करंट एंड नॉन करंट एसेट. द ट्रिक हेयर, ओके, द ट्रिक हेयर इज दैट द एग्जामिनर एडेड मल्टीपल शॉर्ट टाइम फ्रेम्स. लाइक क्या क्या ऐड किया उन्होंने? 3 months, 6 months, 90 days, 60 days. ओके, टू क्रिएट कंफ्यूजन. आपको कंफ्यूज करने के लिए ये सारे ऑप्शंस दिए गए हैं. ओके, but by this definition, okay, current assets are those expected to be converted. We can say that current assets की definition क्या है? Current assets are those expected to be converted within cash into cash within 1 year. So basically आप सबको पता होगा current assets को के कैटेगरी में हम उन assets को तभी ही डालते हैं जब उन्हें convert किया जाए within 1 year. Convert किया जा सकता है within 1 year or within the operating cycle, whichever is longer. Okay, so here our answer is 12 months or we can say 1 year. Okay, so question number 5, that is, in case of liquidation of a company, which of the following is repayable last? Okay, is repayable last. This question, okay, this question checks your conceptual understanding of repayment hierarchy. Okay, so yes, we have repayment hierarchy. जब कंपनी बंद हो रही होती है, so सबसे पहले पैसे किसको रिटर्न किए जाते हैं? So कंपनी के पास बहुत से लोगों का डेट होता है, like we have debenture holders and then we have creditors. Okay, so we have these people, suppliers. Okay, so इन सब के पैसे लौटाए जाते हैं. So we have this hierarchy here. Okay, this repayment hierarchy during company liquidation. So in simple words, we can say that, okay, when a company is winding up, payments are made in what order? किस order में की जाती है? सबसे पहले, okay, let's cover this here. Okay, सबसे पहले creditor and debenture holder. Okay, and debenture holder को दिया जाएगा, secured creditors को दिया जाएगा और debt related claims जो होंगे. Then we have, okay, then after this we have preference. Okay, preference shareholders. प्रेफरेंस शेयर होल्डर्स को कब दिया जाता है? बिफोर इक्विटी शेयर होल्डर्स. ओके, बिफोर इक्विटी शेयर होल्डर्स प्रेफरेंस शेयर होल्डर्स को लिक्विडेशन के टाइम पे उनका डेट दिया जाता है, उनका जो भी अमाउंट बन रहा था उन्हें वापस किया जाता है. देन लास्ट में बारी आती है आपके इक्विटी शेयर होल्डर्स की. ओके, इक्विटी शेयर होल्डर्स आर पेड लास्ट. ओके, दे आर पेड लास्ट एंड ओनली इफ समथिंग रिमेन्स, ओके, आफ्टर ऑल अदर क्लेम्स आर सेटल्ड. ओके, सो जितने भी क्लेम्स हैं सब सेटल किए जाएंगे एंड एंड में किसको क्लेम दिया जाएगा? इक्विटी शेयर होल्डर्स को, अगर कुछ बच जाता है तो. ओके, सो इन केस ऑफ लिक्विडेशन ऑफ अ कंपनी विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग इज रिपेबल लास्ट? दैट इज इक्विटी शेयर्स. ओके, इक्विटी शेयर होल्डर्स को एंड में दिया जाता है. सो this was basically easy or we can say moderate type of question. Okay, then now let's discuss question number 6. Okay, question number 6. So in the absence of a partnership deed, पार्टनर शेयर प्रॉफिट एंड लॉसेस, ओके, पार्टनर शेयर प्रॉफिट एंड लॉसेस बेसिकली किस रेशियो में वो शेयर करते हैं. सो दिस क्वेश्चन इज फ्रॉम द टॉपिक partnership accounts, okay, partnership accounts, which interestingly is not explicitly mentioned in SEBI's current, commerce and accountancy के syllabus में नहीं है वो. However, questions do appear from this area, which area? Partnership accounts, okay, as we can see here, okay, this question number 6. So the correct answer here is equally, okay, equally बांटा जाता है अगर पार्टनरशिप डीड नहीं है तो. इन द एब्सेंस ऑफ पार्टनरशिप डीड, पार्टनर शेयर प्रॉफिट एंड लॉसेस इक्वली, ओके, इक्वली. नाउ एज पर इंडियन पार्टनरशिप एक्ट, ओके, लेट मी रिपीट इट, एज पर इंडियन पार्टनरशिप Act, if there is no partnership deed, profit and losses are shared equally among partners regardless of capital, okay, regardless of capital जितनी भी उन्होंने इन्वेस्ट की है, okay, और effort, okay, और effort, और we can say time devoted, okay, regardless of this equally बांटा जाएगा. This is a very we can say very concept based and memory based question, and SEBI uses such such questions to test your breadth of understanding. Now let's discuss question number 7, okay. So debentures are debt instruments issued by a company to raise capital. The registered holders of such debentures are called debenture holders, okay, we all know that. Which of the following are debenture holders entitled to, okay, debenture holders को क्या मिलता है? very easy question, okay. टॉपिक क्या है? बेसिक, ओके, बेसिक अकाउंटिंग का टॉपिक है, दैट इज डिबेंचर्स को क्या मिलता है? इट इज वेरी कॉन्सेप्चुअल क्वेश्चन और वी कैन से बेसिक क्वेश्चन. एंड टेस्ट क्या कर रहा है वो? दे आर टेस्टिंग वेदर यू क्लियरली नो द डिफरेंस बिटवीन शेयर होल्डर्स एंड डिबेंचर होल्डर्स. सो द करेक्ट आंसर हियर इज इंटरेस्ट एट फिक्स्ड रेट, ओके. डिबेंचर होल्डर्स को क्या मिलता है? इंटरेस्ट एट फिक्स्ड रेट मिलता है. एंड इक्विटी शेयर होल्डर्स को क्या मिलता है? डिविडेंड मिलता है, ओके, दे रिसीव डिविडेंड, ओके. सो द एग्जामिनर हियर वांट्स टू सी वेदर यू कंफ्यूज द टू टर्म्स. विच टर्म्स? डिविडेंड विच बिलोंग्स टू किसके पास जाता है? इक्विटी शेयर होल्डर्स और वी कैन से ओनर्स, एंड इंटरेस्ट विच बिलोंग्स टू लेंडर्स और वी कैन से डिबेंचर होल्डर्स, ओके. सो नाउ क्वेश्चन नंबर 8, अंडर विच सबहेड, okay, under which subhead is the provision for tax recorded in balance sheet, okay. So now they are talking about financial statements, okay, specifically balance sheet, okay. So the correct answer here is short term provisions, So now the reason is very simple, okay. The reason is very simple. Provision for taxation, okay. Provision for taxation is a current obligation, okay. It's a current obligation that has to be settled within the next accounting year, or we can say within 1 year, okay. So that's why it's shown under short term provision. कहाँ दिखाया जाएगा? short term provisions, not reserves में नहीं दिखाया जाएगा, और long term liabilities, okay. So now question number 9, that is a bill of exchange is a written order binding one party to pay a fixed sum of money to another party on demand or at a predetermined date. That's true. A bill of exchange drawn in parts is known as, okay, so that is your question. A bill of exchange drawn in parts is known as. So here the correct answer is bill in sets, okay. So now this question, okay, question number 9 is based on very specific concept of bills of exchange, which is technically not part, as far as I know, it's not technically part of SEBI's current syllabus, जो कि commerce and accountancy का syllabus है. So we can consider this question, okay, kind of we can say out of syllabus question. But this topic, okay, bills of exchange topic, bills in sets topic, this topic covered at the we can say class 12th level under traditional financial accounting, where a bill insets, okay, where a bill insets refer to a bill drawn in multiple, okay, multiple copies for safety. multiple copies बनाई जाती हैं बिल की, okay, for safety, किस safety के लिए कि वो भेजे जाते हैं. they are sent through different routes, okay, अलग अलग बिल different routes के थ्रू भेजे गए, ensuring that at least one bill, okay, at least one bill reaches the drawee, okay, reaches the drawee. So SEBI sometime includes one or two such questions, जैसे कि हमने पहले भी बात की, SEBI sometime includes one or two such questions just to test your awareness of classical accounting fundamentals. Okay, so in case अगर आपको ये नहीं आता है, you can skip this question. Then we have question number 10. Okay, let's discuss this. Interest payable on debenture is, okay, interest payable on debenture is, okay, very simple question. We can say basic or easy. Okay, easy question. So here it's a conceptual question that checks your clarity, on how debenture interest is treated in account, okay, is treated in accountancy. So the correct answer here is charge against profits. Charge against profits. Now what does that mean? Okay, what does that this mean, charge against profit? So interest of debenture on debentures, okay, sorry, interest on debentures is a fixed obligation. Okay, interest on debentures is a fixed obligation. It has to be paid. Okay, that means it has to be paid whether the company earns profit or not. Okay, earns profit or loss. That's why it's treated as a charged against profit. Okay, that's why it's treated as a charge against profits. Meaning, इसका मतलब क्या है? Meaning it's deducted before calculating net profit. Profit आया नहीं, उससे पहले ही deduct किया जाता है interest. Okay, interest payable on debenture. Okay, so dividends on the other hand, अगर हम अब dividends की बात करें तो dividends on the other hand are appropriations of profit. Okay, they are distributed after profit is determined. Okay, now let's discuss question number 11, that is partner's current account is opened when their capital accounts are, okay, when their capital accounts are. This question again comes from partnership accounts. Okay, again from partnership account से ये question आया है. Wait a second. Okay, so the correct answer here is fixed. Okay, is fixed. So now in partnership accounting, when partners capital accounts, okay, when partners capital accounts, we are talking about this, are fixed, a separate current account is opened to record regular transactions like interest on capital. Okay, we can say that interest on capital कहाँ जाएगा, drawings कहाँ जाएंगी, salary or share of profit. Okay, share of profit. So if the capital account is fluctuating, all such transactions are directly adjusted in the same account. Okay, no separate current account is needed, but partners current account is opened when their capital accounts are fixed. Okay, when their capital accounts are fixed. So level of this question was moderate. Okay, now let's discuss question number 12, that is rent for 11 months has been recorded in journal while outstanding rent, okay, while outstanding rent for the 12th month is not recorded. Okay, so 11 month तक record हुआ, 12th का record नहीं हुआ. Okay, 11th month तक record हुआ, 12th month का record नहीं हुआ. Okay, which error is this? Okay, they are talking about which error is this. So the question is from, okay, this question is from basics of accounting. They are specifically asking from types of errors. Okay, types of errors, and the correct answer here is error of omission. Okay, we can say only two, error of omission. So let me show you, okay, let me show you how you can approach this question. Okay, so this question says that, क्या बोलता है ये question? This question says that 1 month's rent was not recorded at all. Wait a second. Yeah. सो क्वेश्चन क्या बोलता है, दिस क्वेश्चन सेज दैट 1 month's रेंट was not recorded at all. That means the transaction has been completely omitted. Okay, that transaction has been completely omitted from the books of accounts, which makes it error of omission. Error of omission. Now the good part. Okay, now the good part is that this question can easily be solved using the elimination method. Okay, using the elimination method. Let me show you how. Okay. So it's not a compensating error because nothing is offsetting, okay, the mistake. Okay, so अगर offsetting हो रहा होता तो हम उसे बोलते compensating error, and it's not even error of commission, okay, because there's no wrong posting or entry in the wrong account. Entry in wrong account होता है, then that is error of commission. And error of duplication, it's not even duplication because the entry wasn't made twice. Okay, entry omit hui hai, entry wasn't made twice, it was missed entirely. Okay, so by eliminating this and this logically, okay, by eliminating these options logically, you are left with error of omission even if you weren't fully sure in the beginning. Okay, even if you weren't fully sure in the beginning, अब आपके पास क्या है, error of omission, and that's your correct answer. Now let's discuss question number 13. Okay, so there are 3 golden rules in accountancy. One of those is debit what comes in and credit what, wait a second, sorry, yeah, there are 3 golden rules in accountancy. One of those is debit what comes in and credit what goes out. Okay, credit what goes out. Okay, so now this is one of the easiest, okay, one of the, not even easy, one of the easiest and most straightforward question. Okay, most straightforward question. Golden rules of double entry system में आता है आपका debit what comes in and credit what goes out. Okay, credit what goes out. यहाँ पे आप guess work नहीं कर सकते हैं, आपने ये concept पढ़ा होना चाहिए. This is important. Now question number 14. Okay, so here they are asking, there are various types of ratios in accounting. True, current ratio is one of those ratios. What is the type of current ratio? So basically they are asking कि current ratio के भी कुछ types होते हैं. We are talking about ratio analysis chapter here, and the level of this question is easy. So what is the type of current ratio? Operating ratio? No. Quick ratio? No. Gross profit ratio? No. Net profit ratio? No. Liquidity ratio? Okay, liquidity ratio is your type of current ratio. Okay, so the logic here is very simple. The current ratio measures, क्या measure करता है, a company's ability to meet short term, okay, short term obligation, because current asset में हम क्या पढ़ते हैं, 1 साल के बीच में उनका कैश में कन्वर्जन हो जाएगा. ओके, हो सकता है. ओके, सो द करंट रेशियो मेजर्स अ कंपनीज एबिलिटी टू मीट शॉर्ट टर्म ऑब्लिगेशंस यूजिंग इट्स करंट एसेट्स. दैट इज व्हाई इट फॉल्स अंडर द लिक्विडिटी रेशियो कैटेगरी. ओके, व्हाट इज द टाइप ऑफ करंट रेशियो? करंट रेशियो किस में आता है? लिक्विडिटी रेशियो कैटेगरी. यू कैन यूज एलिमिनेशन हियर टू दैट options like operating ratio. Okay, operating ratio or these profit ratios. Okay, they deal with performance and profitability. Okay, performance and profitability से डील करते हैं, एंड हमारा करंट रेशियो उनसे डील नहीं करता है. ओके, करंट रेशियो किससे डील करता है? लिक्विडिटी से. ओके, लिक्विडिटी से डील करता है, बिकॉज वी वर टॉकिंग अबाउट कि विद इन वन ईयर उन्हें कैश में कन्वर्ट किया जा सकता है. सो दैट्स योर लिक्विडिटी. ओके, सो वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट लिक्विडिटी हियर. सो ऑल राइट एवरीवन. So now we have completed the phase 1 analysis, okay, for both 2022 and 2020, and I hope by now you have started noticing a few clear patterns, like how SEBI mix conceptual questions, factual questions and easy looking but tricky questions. Okay, कहीं वो incorrect लिख देता है, कहीं वो not correct लिख देता है, right? And Okay, to test your overall clarity in this subject. Which subject? Commerce and accountancy. Okay, commerce and accountancy. Now let's move. Okay, now let's move on to phase 2 questions from 2022 and after that 2020. Okay, wait a second. Okay, everyone. So, question number 1. 70,000 shares of, this is numerical, 70,000 shares of rupees 10 each. Okay, कितने हुए? 70,000 multiplied by 10, 7 lakh. Okay, net profit after tax, that is 1,75,000 and market price is rupees 13. Calculate book value of share. Okay, calculate book value of share. What's the topic? Valuation of shares. Okay, type of question? Easy. Okay, it's easy. So here the examiner, okay, the examiner is testing whether you understand what book value of share, okay, what book value of share represents. क्या रिप्रेजेंट करता है वो? इट्स बेस्ड ऑन द अकाउंटिंग रिकॉर्ड्स, ओके, नॉट द मार्केट प्राइस. सो बेसिकली हम इस क्वेश्चन में मार्केट प्राइस का यूज नहीं करेंगे. द बुक वैल्यू पर शेयर इज फाउंड बाय टेकिंग द टोटल शेयर्स, ओके, total shareholders fund, this shareholder capital, okay, total shareholders funds, that is share capital, okay, we can say share capital plus net, okay, plus net profit after tax, okay, after tax, and dividing it by the number of shares, by number of शेयर्स अगर आप डिवाइड कर दोगे सो देन आपका आंसर क्या आएगा? दैट इज 12.5. ओके, दैट्स योर बुक वैल्यू ऑफ शेयर. ओके, दैट्स योर बुक वैल्यू ऑफ शेयर. That was easy, right? Okay, that was very easy. So the logic is very straightforward. The logic is very simple. The question mixes basic calculation with a conceptual test to check if you can differentiate between book value and market value. So basically market price का use हमें नहीं करना है. Okay, so now question number 2, that is your cost of machine. We have cost of a machine. Its life 10 years. SLM straight line method. Okay, depreciation निकालने के दो टाइप होते हैं, SLM, and then we have written down value method. We have two methods of depreciation is used. Okay, salvage value nil, that is your nil. Okay, so straight line method, that's the formula. Cost, total cost minus salvage value divided by life. Life किसकी? मशीन की. Okay, so salvage value क्या है हमारी? nil. After 5 years machine is revalued and its value is increasing by 1,20,000 at the end of the 5th year. Okay, at the end of the 5th year. The remaining life has now been calculated as 8 years. Okay, so 5 साल बाद उसकी remaining life कितनी रह गई? 8 years. Find the depreciation for the 6th year. Okay, find the depreciation for the 6th year. So this question is from accounting standards. Okay, so basically we are talking about AS10 here. Okay, AS10 जो कि बात करता है प्रॉपर्टी, प्लांट एंड इक्विपमेंट, एंड द करेक्ट आंसर हियर इज 90,000. नाउ this is perfect example. Okay, perfect example of an application based question. Okay, आपको application based question दिया गया है, आप straight line method का फॉर्मूला नहीं जानते हैं. ओके, ये फॉर्मूला नहीं जानते हैं तो आप इसका आंसर नहीं निकाल पाएंगे. ओके, नहीं निकाल पाएंगे. सो नाउ लेट मी शो यू स्ट्रेट लाइन मेथड से हम आफ्टर 5 इयर्स की वैल्यू कैसे निकालेंगे. सो द कॉस्ट इज 12 लाख. ओके, माइनस सैल्वेज वैल्यू निल है एंड योर लाइफ इज 10 इयर्स. ओके, योर लाइफ इज 10 इयर्स. सो बेसिकली पर ईयर हमारा डिप्रिसिएशन कितना लगेगा? 1,20,000. 1,20,000 पर ईयर डिप्रिसिएशन लगेगा. 5 साल में कितना लगेगा? 1,20,000 मल्टीप्लाइड बाय 5. ओके, देन वी हैव 6 लाख हेयर. ओके, वी हैव 6 लाख हेयर, 6 लाख का डिप्रिसिएशन उस पे लग जाएगा 5 years में. ओके, देन यू कैन कैलकुलेट कि उसकी वैल्यू फिर इंक्रीज होगी 1,20,000 एट द एंड ऑफ 5th ईयर, एंड देन उसकी रिमेनिंग लाइफ कितनी होगी, एंड देन यू कैन कैलकुलेट डेप्रिसिएशन फॉर द 6th ईयर, डेप्रिसिएशन फॉर द 6th ईयर. ओके, सो what's happening here is very simple. Let me repeat it again. After 5 years, okay, after 5 years, the asset's value is revised upwards and its remaining useful life changes. Okay, remaining useful life change हो जाएगी, 8 हो जाएगी वो. Okay, that is 8 years. So you don't really continue with the old depreciation. Old depreciation से हम continue नहीं करेंगे. वो किस लिए था? वो था सिर्फ 5 years का depreciation निकालने के लिए, जो कि हमारा आ गया that is 6 lakh. Okay, that is 6 lakh हमारा आ गया. Then instead वो old depreciation use करने के you start fresh. You take the revised book value and spread it over the new remaining life. Okay, new remaining life, that is your 8 years. Okay, that is 8 years. So now okay, so you can calculate all this. Then we have question number 3. Okay, a company has taken a rupees 70 crore loan from a foreign company. The contract is denominated in dollars. Okay, foreign company से लिया है, वो dollars में है. Exchange rate कितना था? Okay, 2020 31st March 2020 it was rupees 70 for $1. Exchange rate as on 31st March 2021 was $1. Okay, $1 for rupees 72.5. Payment of loan has to be made in 3 equal installments. This is important, 3 equal installments. What is the profit or loss as per AS 11, Accounting Standard 11? So this question belong to, हमें क्या पता लगा? This question belongs to Accounting Standards, Accounting Standard 11. That is your the effects. Okay, the effects of changes in foreign exchange rate. Okay, so that talks about the effect of changes in foreign exchange rates, and the answer जब आप निकालेंगे that is loss of rupees 2.5 crore. Okay, so now this is a conceptual question. Okay, this is a conceptual question and we can say practical question. Of course numerical है, that checks if you understand how exchange rate, okay, how exchange rate fluctuations affect financial statements. Okay, affect financial statements. So here because of the rupee, because we can say the rupee depreciated. Okay, the rupee depreciated, it become weaker. Okay, वो weak हो जाएगा, it became weaker against the dollar from 70 rupees से वो कहाँ आ गया? 72.5. Then the company will need more rupees to repay the same loan amount. So that is why हमको loss हो रहा है. The difference is recognized as a foreign exchange loss under Accounting Standard 11. Okay, under Accounting Standard 11. So 72.5, then we have 2.5 crore. Okay, then we have 2.5 crore. Okay, so basically 3 equal installments. That was irrelevant. Okay, that was irrelevant for our answer. Now question number 4, that is what is incorrect about provision. Okay, what is incorrect about provision? So the correct answer, let's talk about correct answer first. The correct answer here is this A. It is a present obligation of the enterprise arising from past events. Okay, so now let's understand this very carefully. Okay, let's understand this very carefully. The examiner here is checking, okay, he is checking whether you can differentiate between the definition of liability and that of a provision. Okay, liability and provision. A provision is not exactly, okay, is not exactly a present obligation. Okay, that phrase actually defines a liability. That phrase actually defines a liability. So instead provision क्या है? A provision is an estimated amount. Okay, provision क्या है? Estimated amount set aside. Okay, set aside for profit. Okay, profit में से निकाला जाता है, set aside from profit to cover an expected or probable future expense or loss. Okay, कहां से निकाला जाता है? प्रॉफिट से निकाला जाता है. क्या है वो? एस्टिमेटेड अमाउंट है, एस्टिमेटेड अमाउंट. Okay, so it's created using judgment and estimation. We can say that उसे create किया जाता है using judgment और estimation. For example, we have this example of provision. Okay, provision for bad debts. Okay, provision for bad debts के लिए हम provision बनाते हैं, right? So that's your example. So now let's discuss. Okay, that was moderate. The level of difficulty was moderate or let's say easy, because present obligation आपका provision नहीं है, that is not provision. Now question number 5, calculate gross profit ratio from the following data. Okay, so we have this data: sales, purchase return, carriage inwards, wages, decrease in inventory, but हमें क्या निकालना है? gross profit ratio. So what was the topic? Okay, what's the topic? रेशियो एनालिसिस. ओके, जब हम रेशियो एनालिसिस करते हैं तब हम डिफरेंट टाइप के रेशियोस को पढ़ते हैं. ओके, सो दैट वाज इजी, दैट वाज वेरी इजी इफ यू नो द फॉर्मूला. ओके, अगर आपको फॉर्मूला पता है इट्स वेरी इजी फॉर यू. सो ग्रॉस प्रॉफिट रेशियो के लिए ग्रॉस प्रॉफिट डिवाइडेड बाय सेल्स मल्टीप्लाइड बाय 100. दिस इज योर फॉर्मूला for determining gross profit ratio. Okay, so the correct answer here is 10%. Okay, so this question comes, we can say we can say that from ratio analysis and specifically from profitability ratio. Okay, profitability ratio. Okay, now let's discuss question number 6. again ratio analysis से आपका question है, calculate interest coverage ratio from the following data. we have net profit after tax, we have tax percentage, we have 15% debt. Okay, 50% debt of 10 lakh. Okay, 10 lakh. So the answer here is 1.67. Okay, you can calculate after this class. So this question is from financial ratios. कहाँ से आया ये question? Financial ratios, specifically from solvency ratio. Okay, solvency ratio, interest coverage ratio. We are talking about interest coverage ratio. So what's the concept behind it? The ratio tells us comfortability. The ratio tells us how comfortably a company can pay interest out of its earnings. Okay, अपनी earnings में से comfortably कितना interest दे सकती है. Higher the ratio, okay, higher the ratio, stronger financial position. Okay, higher the interest coverage ratio, stronger the financial position of a company. Okay, of a company. Okay, so you can calculate this. For this you should know this thing that first we have net sales. Okay, we have net sales, then we we deduct cost of goods sold. After that हमारा क्या आता है? gross profit. Okay, gross profit आने के बाद deduct operating expenses, then we have EBITDA. What's that? Earning before interest, depreciation, tax and amortization. Okay, so then we deduct depreciation and amortization. Okay, then we have EBIT, that is your earning before interest and tax. Okay, earning before interest and tax. and similar way में हम क्या करते हैं? interest deduct करते हैं. Okay, interest deduct करेंगे तो EBT आएगा हमारा. Okay, minus interest, that is your EBT, earning before tax. After that, okay, आफ्टर दैट इसमें से टैक्स भी माइनस कर दिया जाएगा. टैक्स माइनस करने के बाद प्रेफरेंस डिविडेंड माइनस की जाएगी. देन एंड में आपका आएगा वो अमाउंट जो आप अपने इक्विटी शेयर होल्डर्स में डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करते हैं. ओके, सो यू शुड रिमेंबर ऑल दिस. ओके, यू शुड रिमेंबर all this process. अगर आपको ये आता है you can easily solve this question. Okay, you can easily solve this question number 6. Now let's talk about question number 7. So calculate net profit as per cash basis of accounting year for 2020 to 2021. Okay, so this question is from accounting concepts, cash versus accrual basis of accounting. Okay, so this is very basic. Okay, सो हमारे पास दो बेसिस होते हैं, कैश बेसिस एंड अक्रूअल बेसिस. ओके, सो नाउ this one is very we can say conceptual question. So under cash basis, okay, under cash basis we record only actual cash receipts and payments. अगर आपके पास एक्चुअल में कैश और पेमेंट आया है या पेमेंट गया है तभी आप उसे रिकॉर्ड करेंगे. फॉर एग्जाम्पल क्रेडिट सेल्स रिकॉर्ड नहीं की जाएंगी. ओके, रिकॉर्ड नहीं की जाएंगी. ओके, so credit sales are ignored because the cash hasn't been received yet. Okay, the cash hasn't been received yet. So basically अगर आप इसे solve करेंगे your answer is 8500. Now let's discuss question number 8. Okay, let's discuss question number 8. A company purchased 1000 units from outside vendor. Okay, from outside vendor. Okay, this was very easy question अगर आपको cash basis and accrual basis पता है तो. Okay, so then we have this question number 8. A company purchased 1000 units from outside vendors. कितने का? रुपीज 1200 per unit. The vendor allowed trade discount of 5%. Okay, the vendor said if payment is made in 45 days he is eligible for cash discount at the rate 3% का cash discount. Company decided to avail that cash discount. Custom duty was ₹50 per unit and delivery charges is ₹600 as a whole. Okay, find the value of inventory as per AS accounting standard 2. Okay, as per accounting standard 2. So now दिस क्वेश्चन इज फ्रॉम अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड्स. ये हमको क्वेश्चन पढ़ के समझ में आ गया. AS2 किसकी बात करता है? AS2 बात करता है वैल्यूएशन. ओके, वैल्यूएशन ऑफ इन्वेंट्रीज. ओके, इन्वेंट्रीज की बात करता है आपका AS2. सो हियर्स व्हाट यू नीड टू रिमेंबर. AS2 सेज दैट कॉस्ट ऑफ इन्वेंट्री. ओके, कॉस्ट ऑफ इन्वेंट्री इंक्लूड्स ऑल कॉस्ट नेसेसरी टू ब्रिंग गुड्स टू देयर प्रेजेंट लोकेशन एंड कंडीशन. ओके, प्रेजेंट लोकेशन एंड कंडीशन लाइक परचेज प्राइस. ओके, जो हमारा परचेज प्राइस होगा. ओके, लाइक परचेज प्राइस but after trade discount. That purchase price should be after trade discount. Customs duty, freight and other directly related cost. Okay, directly related cost जो भी हैं. But this cash discount, okay, this cash, wait a second, this cash discount are excluded. They are treated as finance income. Okay, they are treated as finance income. So यहाँ हम उन्हें consider नहीं करेंगे. AS2 valuation of inventory में we, okay, हम उसे consider नहीं करेंगे. Okay, so the logic is very simple. Start with 1200 rupees. Okay, subtract 5% trade discount, then add 50 rupees custom duty, then multiply it. Okay, multiply everything by 1000 unit because हमने 1000 यूनिट की बात की थी. Then add delivery charges. Okay, delivery charges they were 6000 as a whole. Okay, so end में आपका आंसर क्या आएगा? That is rupees 11,96,000. Okay, 11,96,000. Okay, so all right everyone, now that we have completed the 2022 phase 2 question, now let's start with the 2020 phase 2 commerce and accountancy questions. Okay, so let's begin with the first question, which is from ratio analysis. Okay, which is from ratio analysis. So calculate total asset turnover ratio from the following data. So basically हमने जितना भी रेशियो एनालिसिस के क्वेश्चन देखे, so उसमें वो क्या बात करते हैं, वो उसमें रेशियो निकालने की बात करते हैं. सो वन इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग इज दैट कि जितने भी रेशियोज हैं आपको उसके जितने भी फॉर्मूलाज हैं वो अच्छे से याद होने चाहिए. ओके, यू शुड रिमेंबर ऑल दोज फॉर्मूलाज. ओके, सो कैलकुलेट टोटल एसेट टर्नओवर रेशियो फ्रॉम द फॉलोइंग डेटा. What's the data? Total assets, return on assets, net profit margin. Okay, इतना ही data हमें दिया गया है. So it's a conceptual numerical, we can say that. Okay, one of those questions where the examiner, where the examiner checks whether you actually understand the relationship between profitability and efficiency ratios. Okay, profitability and efficiency ratios. So the key relationship we use here is return on assets is equals to net profit margin. Okay, net profit margin multiplied by total asset turnover ratio. Okay, so that's your formula, that's your main formula. Okay, so they have already given you, क्या क्या दिया गया आपको, रिटर्न ऑन एसेट दिया गया है एंड नेट प्रॉफिट मार्जिन दिया गया है. It's already it's already available. So to find total asset turnover, you just rearrange this formula as this: total asset turnover ratio, return on asset divided by net profit margin divided by net profit margin. Now when we put the numbers 9%, 9% divided by 5%, so क्या आंसर आएगा हमारा? दैट इज 1.8. दैट इज योर आंसर. दैट वाज वेरी इजी, राइट? ओके, सो दैट्स वेरी इजी क्वेश्चन. देन वी हैव क्वेश्चन नंबर 2. ओके, Mr. A purchased a machinery of rupees 4 lakhs without cash by issuing debenture to the seller and issued 10% debentures of rupees 100 each at a premium of 25%. With what amount debentures account will get credited? Okay, so they are talking about issue of debentures and specifically they are talking about journal entry. Okay, journal entry क्या पास की जाएगी? They are talking about that. So now this question is from, कहाँ से आया है ये question? It's from issue of debentures. Okay, and here the correct answer. Okay, here the correct answer is 3,20,000. After this class you can calculate that. Okay, so here the examiner wants to check. Here the examiner wants to check whether you know the difference between issue price. Okay, between issue price and face value. Okay. So here always focus on what's being credited. The debentures are credited only with face value, not with the premium. Okay, debentures किससे credit हो रहे हैं? फेस वैल्यू से, एंड प्रीमियम के साथ उन्हें क्रेडिट नहीं किया जाएगा. ओके, सो नाउ लेट्स डिस्कस क्वेश्चन नंबर 3. ओके, दिस वाज मॉडरेट टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चन. अगर आपको ये नहीं पता होगा, अगर स्टूडेंट को ये नहीं पता होगा तो शायद वो प्रीमियम के साथ विद द प्रीमियम डिबेंचर्स को क्रेडिट करते. ओके, so now next question we have question number 3, that is profit on forfeiture. Okay, profit on forfeiture and reissue of equity shares is credited to. Okay, is credited to here. Okay, here the correct answer is capital reserve. Okay, capital reserve. So this one is purely conceptual. Okay, this one is purely conceptual and it's from share capital unit. Okay, share capital chapter से है ये आपका question. forfeiture and reissue की ये बात कर रहा है. share capital, forfeiture and reissue. Okay, so whenever forfeited shares are reissued. Okay, I'm assuming कि आपको पता है forfeiture क्या है. Okay, so whenever forfeited shares are reissued, any balance left after adjusted discount, okay, after adjusting discount or losses is transferred to, कहाँ ट्रांसफर किया जाता है वो? कैपिटल रिजर्व. ओके, कैपिटल रिजर्व में उसे ट्रांसफर कर दिया जाता है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल लेट्स से इफ शेयर्स ऑफ ₹10 are forfeited. Okay, are forfeited after receiving ₹8. Okay, ₹8 रिसीव हो गया था बट ₹2 रिसीव नहीं हो पाया था, दैट वाइज उनका फॉरफीचर हो गया था. ओके, देन लेटर उन्हें रीइश्यू किया जाता है 9 रुपीज में. ओके, 9 रुपीज में उन्हें रीइश्यू किया जाता है. देन यू गेट ₹8. ओके, ₹8 ऑलरेडी रिसीव्ड. ओके, this is already received plus 9 reissue. Okay, plus 9 reissue. So total we have ₹17. Okay, ₹17 against a 10 rupee. Okay, against this 10 rupee face value, that means 7 rupees extra. This 7 rupees, okay, this extra 7 rupees goes to capital reserve. Okay, 7 rupees कहाँ जाएगा? Capital reserve में जाएगा. Okay, now let's discuss this. find out cash flow from operating activities from the following details. Okay, find out cash flow from operating activities from the following details. So here the topic is cash flow statement. Okay, they are talking about operating activities. Okay, operating activities. So the examiner, okay, the examiner here is checking your ability to recall indirect method adjustments, okay, in cash flow statements. Okay, in cash flow statements. So here the logic is very simple. Okay, that add, okay, add non-cash, okay, non-cash expenses and increase in current liability. And subtract, okay, wait a second, and subtract क्या करेंगे? Okay, subtract increases in current asset. Okay, current asset में जितने भी increase हुए होंगे उनको subtract कर देंगे. So this question was easy to moderate. Okay, we can say that easy to moderate. You can easily, okay, you can easily answer this question using this, okay, using this equation, or we can say that statements that add क्या करना है, non cash expenditure and increase in current liabilities, and subtract क्या करना है, increase in current assets. Okay, increase in current assets. Even though the this data, okay, even though the data look very long, it's straightforward logic based question. Okay, so मैं आपको already दो logic दे चुकी हूँ. It's a logic based question. The only trick is to stay organized and spot direction of change correctly. Okay, कि चेंज किस में हो रहा है, करंट लाइबिलिटी में हो रहा है, करंट एसेट में हो रहा है. सो यू हैव टू सी दैट. ओके, नाउ question number 5, calculate profit or loss for 2011 and 2012. Okay, and 2012 we have these 5 statements here. Okay, we have these 5 statements here. So this question is from accounting standard 11. So basically अभी तक के एनालिसिस में हमने क्या देखा, that रेशियो एनालिसिस से बहुत क्वेश्चंस पूछे जाते हैं, अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड से आपके बहुत क्वेश्चंस पूछे जाते हैं. ओके, सो अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड 11 की हम पहले भी बात कर चुके हैं. किस बारे में बात करता है ये, इफेक्ट, ओके, इफेक्ट ऑफ चेंजेस, ओके, ऑफ चेंजेस इन फॉरेन एक्सचेंज रेट्स, इफेक्ट ऑफ चेंजेस इन फॉरेन एक्सचेंज रेट्स की बात कौन करता है, अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड 11. ओके, अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड 11. सो हियर वी आर बेसिकली, ओके, हमारे पास क्या 3 स्टेटमेंट्स है. परचेज गुड्स वर्थ 1 लाख, ओके, $1 lakh एट द रेट रुपीज 46.60 in February 2011. Exchange rate, what was the exchange rate? 31st March 2011, it was rupees 47. Payment was made in April 2012 with the rate of rupees 47.50. Okay, so here we are basically comparing exchange rate differences between the date of purchase. We have this date of purchase. Okay, the liability, okay, liability कितनी थी, ओके, फर्स्ट बिटवीन डेट ऑफ परचेज में कर रहे हैं हम. ओके, सो यहां लिख लेते हैं, लेट मी राइट इट हियर, डेट ऑफ परचेज. सो वी आर कंपेयरिंग एक्सचेंज रेट डिफरेंसेस बिटवीन डेट ऑफ परचेज एंड, वेट अ सेकेंड, and we can say balance sheet date and date of payment. This is just for your understanding. Okay, so now at the time of purchase, okay, at the time of purchase liability kitni thi, the liability was this multiplied by this. Okay, the liability was 46. Okay, so 46,60,000. Okay, 46,60,000 was your liability. Okay, at the year end, okay, at the year end, okay, 31st March 2011 तक, at the year end it increased to 47. Okay, 47 lakh. So it increased to 47 lakh. So in दोनों में कितना डिफरेंस आया? So we have a loss of 40,000. Okay. So अभी तक हमारा क्या आया है? लॉस आया है 40,000. Okay. 40,000 का लॉस है हमारे पास for 2011. Okay. For 2011 we have loss of 40,000. When payment was actually made कितने पे? At 47.50. The total liability became 47. Okay. 47.50. Okay. So here we have another loss. Okay. Again we have another loss कितने का? 50,000. Another loss of 50,000. Okay. Another loss of 50,000 in 2012. Okay, in 2012. So basically total loss कितना हुआ हमारा? 50,000 plus 40,000, that is 90,000. Okay, loss of 90,000 हमें हो गया. Now let's discuss question number 6. Okay, so which of the following are not cash flow from operating activities? Okay, they are not cash flow from operating activities. Okay, so the answer is very simple. It's a easy question. Okay, cash flow statement. Okay, it's the topic. So not, this is important to note down. Okay, operating activities, we are talking about operating activities. So the correct answer here is payment to supplier of machinery. Okay, payment to supplier of machinery. Now this one is again conceptual clarity question from cash flow statement, that is accounting standard. Okay, 3. Okay, accounting standard 3 किसकी बात करता है? कैश फ्लो स्टेटमेंट की बात करता है. ऑपरेटिंग एक्टिविटीज इंक्लूड, कौन से ट्रांजेक्शन इंक्लूड करती हैं ऑपरेटिंग एक्टिविटी? रिलेटेड टू कोर बिजनेस ऑपरेशंस. ओके, कैश रिसीट्स फ्रॉम कस्टमर्स आई हैं, दैट्स योर कोर बिजनेस ऑपरेशन. सो दैट्स योर ऑपरेटिंग एक्टिविटी. वेजेस एंड सम एक्सपेंसेस, सप्लायर्स को कुछ दिया है, कुछ अमाउंट दिया है, सो दैट इज योर कोर बिजनेस एक्टिविटी. सो उसको बोला जाएगा ऑपरेटिंग एक्टिविटीज. ओके, बट पेमेंट पेड, ओके, बट पेमेंट मेड to buy machinery is a cash flow for acquiring a fixed asset. Okay, fixed asset खरीदा है, रोज रोज नहीं खरीदा जा सकता है, जाया जाता है, so that is not operating activity. Okay, so it falls under investing activity and not really operating activity. Okay, now let's discuss question number 7. Okay, so here current maturity of long term borrowing under balance sheet is shown under. Okay, is shown under. So your answer, the correct answer is current liability. Okay, now you must be you must be wondering कि long term borrowing के बाद भी हम उसे current liability क्यों बोल रहे हैं. Okay, so this one, check your understanding. Okay, understanding related balance sheet classification. So here current maturity means the portion of long term borrowing that is due for repayment within the next 12 months. Okay, within, wait a second, within next 12 months. So since it will be settled, okay, it will be settled in the current year. Okay, in the current year only, it's reclassified as a current liability. Okay, even though it originally came from a long term borrowing. Okay, came from a long term borrowing. Okay, so now let's talk about question number 8. So when a company is liquidated, okay, when a company is liquidated, debenture holders have the right to, okay, debenture holders have the right to which right? Okay, principal and interest. Okay, the correct answer is principal and interest. Okay, so debenture holders are creditors. Okay, we all know that debenture holders are creditors and they are not owners. They don't get dividends or profit sharing. Okay, so their contractual entitlement is twofold. Basically twofold में क्या आता है? The principal amount. Okay, this principal amount lent to the company and the contractual interest on that amount. Okay, interest on that amount. So on liquidation क्या होता है? On liquidation, debenture holders rank to receive both principal and interest before equity shareholders get anything. Okay, equity shareholders को last में, end में जितना भी अमाउंट बचता है उसमें से पेमेंट की जाती है. ओके, सो नाउ लेट्स टॉक अबाउट दिस क्वेश्चन नंबर 9. ओके, find out cost of machinery. Okay, cost of machinery. So they are talking about cost of machinery. So here the examiner is checking your understanding of accounting standard 10. Okay, accounting standard 10. Accounting standard 10 क्या कहता था, क्या कहता है? Property, plant and equipment. Property, plant and equipment. Okay, property, plant and, wait a second, स्पेसिफिकली किसकी बात करता है? हाउ टू डिटरमाइन द कॉस्ट ऑफ एन एसेट एट द टाइम ऑफ रिकॉग्निशन. ओके, सो ऑल एक्सपेंसेस दैट आर डायरेक्टली attributable to bringing an asset to its present working condition. Okay, present working condition such as आपका फ्रीट हो गया. ओके, फ्रीट, कार्टेज, इंस्टॉलेशन कॉस्ट हो गया एंड टेस्टिंग कॉस्ट हो गया. ओके, आर कैपिटलाइज्ड एट as part of the asset cost. Okay, so first time अगर एसेट खरीदा है और उस पे ये सब खर्चे हुए हैं उस टाइम पे, so उसको एसेट की कॉस्ट में ऐड किया जाता है. You do not charge them to revenue in the year of purchase. Okay, so इसमें सब कुछ ही ऐड कर लिया जाएगा. Okay, so all right everyone. So till now we have covered, okay, we have covered the 2020 and 2022 papers. Okay, we have seen how SEBI mixes basic accounting numericals. देखे हमने basic accounting numericals, ratio analysis, okay, and most important accounting standards application in both phase 1 and phase 2. Okay, in both phase 1 and phase 2 questions. Now if you notice carefully, okay, if you notice carefully, the examiner's focus hasn't been on lengthy or tricky sums. Okay, so these are simple. Okay, these are simple questions, these are simple numericals. Instead we can say that it's been on concept clarity. अगर आपको concept clarity है then you can solve them. Okay, and we can say interpretation based questions were there. Okay, so that's exactly why analyzing these previous year questions, okay, that's exactly we are analyzing this previous year question, and they are so very important, because once you understand what kind of logic SEBI expect, okay, what kind of logic SEBI expects, you can easily predict the next move. Okay, next move कि आपके next paper में कहाँ किन topic से question आने के chances हैं. Okay, now okay, so now it's time to move on to the 2024 questions. Okay, let's discuss 2024 questions. This is our most recent paper. Okay, 2024 में last year paper हुआ था, exam हुआ था. So this is our most recent paper, we can say that. So without wasting any time, okay, let's start analyzing the 2024 paper, beginning with the first question. Okay, first question from Commerce and Accountancy. Okay, from Commerce and Accountancy. So our first question, that is, in terms of Ind AS accounting standard 36, an asset is impaired when. Okay, an asset is impaired when. So again accounting standards से question आया है. So accounting standards are very important. Okay, so the correct answer here is B. Okay, the assets carrying amount exceeds its recoverable amount. Okay, so here SEBI is testing, क्या टेस्ट कर रहा है? If you know the definition of impairment, if you know the definition of impairment. Okay, so when the book value of an asset become higher than what you can actually recover from it, but you can actually recover from that asset either by using that asset or selling that asset, it's said to be impaired. Okay, impaired उसे तब कहा जाता है. Okay, so this is exactly what Ind AS 36 emphasizes. Okay, emphasize करता है. Now let's discuss question number 2. Okay, so this was very easy. अगर आपको Ind AS 36 में, okay, अगर आपको definition of impairment पता है, then in that case this question is very easy for you. Okay, so now let's discuss this. Question number 2, which of the following is a limitation of the fund flow statement? Okay, so the correct answer here is it considers depreciation. Okay, it considers depreciation as a source of fund which may distort fund generation analysis. Okay, so the level of this question is moderate. Okay, so basically fund flow statement का information आपको होना is very important. You cannot really guess. Okay, कोई guess work इस question में नहीं कर सकते हैं. So here SEBI, okay, here SEBI is testing if you know the the difference between actual funds and book adjustments. Okay, the difference between actual funds आपको पता है, and book adjustment. Okay, now let's discuss question number 3. Okay, so the preparation of consolidated financial statements is mandatory for किन के लिए mandatory है? Okay, so again easy question. अगर आपको ये पता है very good, अगर आपको नहीं पता है guess मत करिए, you can skip this question. Okay, you can skip this question, but this question is very easy. Okay, very easy question. So a holding company having one or more subsidiaries. Okay, holding company having one or more subsidiaries. This question is very straightforward. We can say that under Companies Act, or even in Ind AS 1110. Okay, 110. In AS 110, a holding company must prepare consolidated financials to show the combined क्या दिखाते हैं वो combined performance of itself plus its subsidiaries as one single entity. Okay, as one single entity. Now let's discuss question number 4. Account entries are recorded using which of the following bases to ensure accuracy and completeness? Okay, accuracy and completeness. Okay, so this is the foundation of accounting. Okay, you should know this is the foundation of accounting. Every transaction affects at least 2 account. Okay, affects at least 2 account, 1 debit and 1 credit. Okay, 1 debit and 1 credit, maintaining the equation. Okay, equation क्या होती है हमारी? Assets, okay, is equals to liability plus equity. Okay, so single entry, अगर हम single entry करेंगे gives only partial information. Double entry ensures complete. Okay, complete, or we can say accurate books. Okay, accurate books of account. Okay, so this was very easy question. Then we have question number 5. Which activity is classified as investing activity in cash flow statement? Okay, in cash flow statement. Very easy question. Okay, again very easy question. Cash flow statement topic से पूछा गया है. Easy question. Okay, then purchase of machinery for production. Okay, purchase of machinery for production, that is your what? Okay, that is your investing activity. Okay, so here in this question here SEBI wants to see if you can correctly classify cash flows. Cash flows को basically 3 parts में classify किया जाता है: operating, investing, financing. Okay, so operating किसकी बात करता है? Day to day operations. Okay, day to day operation. Investing, purchase or sale of long term asset. Okay, this machinery is our long term asset. Okay, financing, raising or repaying capital. Okay, when we are raising or repaying capital तो वो किस में आएगा? Financing activity में आएगा. So here buying machinery is clearly investing activity because it involves acquisition of a long term asset. Now let's discuss question number 6. Okay, so a company pays royalty to the state government on the basis of production. It will be classified under what in the company's book? Okay, company की book में कहाँ आएगा ये? So the correct answer for this is direct expense. So here royalties linked directly to units produced from part of direct cost, we can say that royalties linked directly linked hai to units produced from from part of direct cost of production, just like wages or raw material. If the royalty was based on sales, okay, अगर वो sales पे base होती है, then it would be a selling overhead instead, okay, sales पे base होगी तो selling overhead बनेगा, okay. So अगर royalty, okay, royalty on production है, so that is direct expense, okay, direct expense in the company's book. and अगर royalty on sales है, that is selling, okay, selling overhead, that is your selling overhead, okay. So that was moderate type of question, okay, moderate type of question है. अगर आप royalty के बाद में जानते हैं, royalty on production, on sales जानते हैं, then you can easily answer this question, okay. So now let's discuss question number 7, okay, that is a firm has current assets of 9 lakh, inventory worth 2 lakh and current liabilities of 5 lakh. What is the quick ratio? Okay, very simple question, very easy question, okay. So quick ratio का सिर्फ आपको formula पता होना चाहिए. This is a recurring SEBI favorite question. They मिक्स करते हैं वो जितने भी रेशियो एनालिसिस हैं, अलग अलग टाइप के रेशियोज हैं, वो आपसे किसी भी एग्जाम में पूछ लेते हैं. सो दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक, ओके. रेशियो एनालिसिस में आपको हर रेशियो का फॉर्मूला याद होना चाहिए, ओके. सो क्विक रेशियो क्या है? क्विक रेशियो इज इक्वल्स टू करंट एसेट्स माइनस इन्वेंट्री डिवाइडेड बाय करंट लाइबिलिटी, ओके, डिवाइडेड बाय करंट लाइबिलिटी. Now, all right, everyone. So, with all this, we have completed the phase 1 questions. Okay, phase 1 questions from the 2024 paper. Now, okay. Now, if you noticed, अगर आपने notice किया हो, the phase 1 questions were largely concept based. Okay, concept based questions थे, short थे, crisp question थे, direct questions थे, and they were designed, okay, they were designed to test whether you understand the why behind accounting concepts rather than the how, okay, rather than the how. So now, okay, so now let's begin with the phase 2 questions, okay, phase 2 questions from the 2024 paper, okay. So before that, wait a second. Okay, question number 1. Which of the following is not a qualitative characteristic of accounting information? Okay, which of the following is not a qualitative characteristic? We are talking about qualitative characteristic, okay. So this is a very basic yet conceptual question, we can say that, okay. Basic accounting concepts में से ये पूछा गया है, easy level है इस question का, okay. So बेसिक अकाउंटिंग कॉन्सेप्ट में भी क्या, अकाउंटिंग कॉन्सेप्ट्स और वी कैन से प्रिंसिपल्स, ओके. अकाउंटिंग कॉन्सेप्ट एंड प्रिंसिपल्स अगर आपने पढ़े हैं, यू कैन आंसर दिस क्वेश्चन वेरी इजीली, ओके. वी नो द क्वालिटेटिव कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स, ओके, एज पर द कॉन्सेप्चुअल फ्रेमवर्क ऑफ अकाउंटिंग. क्या क्या होते हैं क्वालिटेटिव कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स? दे वर अंडरस्टैंडेबिलिटी, रिलेवेंस, रिलायबिलिटी एंड कंपैरेबिलिटी, ओके. बट conformity doesn't appear in that list, okay, doesn't appear in that list. It's more of a, we can say, you know, yeah, conformity हमारा क्वालिटेटिव करेक्टरिस्टिक नहीं है. क्वालिटेटिव करेक्टरिस्टिक में हमारे पास 4 करेक्टरिस्टिक हैं एंड हमारे प्रीवियस ईयर में भी ये क्वेश्चन आ रखा है, इफ यू रिमेंबर, हमने आज ही क्वेश्चन डिस्कस किया है. नाउ क्वेश्चन नंबर 2, ओके, दैट इज what does the going concern assumption in accounting imply about a company's future? Very easy question. अगर आपने accounting principles पढ़े हैं, this is nothing for you, okay. So we can say straightforward question, okay, straightforward question है from accounting principles. The going concern assumption क्या बोलती है? Means that financial statements are prepared, okay, फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स आर प्रिपेयर्ड विद द बिलीव क्या है उनका, विद द बिलीव दैट द एंटिटी दैट द कंपनी विल कंटिन्यू इट्स ऑपरेशंस एंड नॉट लिक्विडेट इन द नियर टर्म, ओके, कि कंपनी कभी बंद नहीं होगी, ये सोच के अकाउंट्स बनाए जाते हैं, बुक्स बनाई जाती हैं. नाउ let's discuss question number 3. When we are being conservative while preparing the profit and loss statements, which accounting principle is being followed? Okay, so basically हमने अकाउंटिंग प्रिंसिपल के बारे में अब हम पढ़ रहे हैं. 3 क्वेश्चन में हमने अकाउंटिंग प्रिंसिपल देख लिया. So this is again a very important topic for you, accounting principles. Okay, so again very easy question. Okay, very easy question. So here SEBI checks your understanding for the purpose of conservatism. Okay, conservatism concept. So it means conservatism concept क्या है? It means anticipate losses. Okay, anticipate losses but not profits. Okay, but not profits. So we record expenses and liabilities as soon as they are probable, but income only when it's certain. Okay, अगर income आएगी ही आएगी, certain है, then हम उसे record करेंगे, but losses के लिए हम provisions भी बनाते हैं. Okay, now let's discuss question number 4. 10,000 shares are issued at a premium of 10% with a face value of 10 rupee each. What amount should be credited to the securities premium account? Okay, to the securities premium account. So here the correct answer is 10,000 rupees. So what's the logic behind it? Okay, so premium कितना है? 10%. 10% of 10, that is 1 rupee per share. Okay, 1 rupee per share. So now 10,000, okay, 10,000 multiplied by 1 is equals to 10,000. Okay, credited to the security premium account, credited to the security premium account. Okay, so now this is a quick formula to remember. What's the formula? Okay, what's the formula here? That is issue price minus face value multiplied by number of shares. Okay, keep this formula at your fingertips. These are really we can say easily scoring numericals. Okay, कितना टाइम लगता है हमको? मुश्किल से 2 सेकेंड भी नहीं लगते हैं अगर आपका कॉन्सेप्ट क्लियर है तो. दे आर वेरी इजी स्कोरिंग न्यूमेरिकल्स. ओके, नाउ question number 5, that is 2 lakh shares with a face value of 10 rupee each having a current market value of rupees 15 were offered as right shares at a discounted price of 12 rupee per share. What is the correct general entry for this transaction? So basically इस transaction में हमसे क्या पूछा गया है? General entry पूछा गया है. Okay, so moderate type का question है ये आपका. Okay, so now the correct answer. What's the correct answer? This is our correct answer. Okay, 24,000 बैंक को डेबिट होगा. Okay, डेबिट होगा, क्रेडिट होगी शेयर कैपिटल 20 लाख एंड क्रेडिट होगी सिक्योरिटी प्रीमियम 4 lakh. Okay, so let's analyze this thing step by step. So here each share, okay, each share has a face value of rupees 10. Okay, face value कितने की है? rupees 10 की है. But it is being issued at rupees 12. Okay, issue price क्या हुआ उसका? rupees 12. Since 2 lakh, okay, since 2 lakh shares are being issued, the total amount received by the company is 24. Okay, is 24 lakh. Okay, out of this 20,000 will be credited. Okay, 20 lakh will be credited to share capital and the remaining 4 lakh, okay, remaining 4 lakh will be credited to the security premium account. Okay, security premium account. It's important, okay, it's very important to note that the market value of rupees 15, okay, this market value of rupees 15 is given just to distract you. Okay, is given just to distract you. इसे कहीं use नहीं करना है. It's very we can say that it's irrelevant for general entry purpose. So general entries are always based on the issue price. Okay, are always based on the issue price, not market price. Okay, so now let's discuss question number 6. Which of the following is considered an application of funds in a fund flow statement? Okay, now we are talking about fund flow statement. Okay, fund flow statement. So here, okay, considered an application of funds. Okay, they are talking about application of funds. So here, increase in working capital में हम बात करते हैं application of funds की. Okay, and decrease. Okay, अगर decrease in working capital है, decrease in working capital है, so there source of funds की बात की जाती है. सोर्स ऑफ फंड्स की बात की जाती है, बट इंक्रीज इन वर्किंग कैपिटल में ओके वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट एप्लीकेशन ऑफ फंड्स. ओके, एप्लीकेशन ऑफ फंड्स. सो दिस इज वेरी इजी क्वेश्चन. अगर आप फंड फ्लो स्टेटमेंट के बारे में जानते हैं तो दिस इज वेरी इजी. ओके, नाउ क्वेश्चन नंबर 7. ओके, let's read this. The aggregate cash flow arising from obtaining or losing control of subsidiaries or other businesses should be presented separately and classified as which type of activity in the cash flow statement. Okay, so very simple and easy question this is. Okay, कैश फ्लो स्टेटमेंट से ये क्वेश्चन है, अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड 7. ओके, दिस कम डायरेक्टली फ्रॉम IND AS accounting standard 7 cash flow statements. So cash flow, okay, accounting standards are very important for you. Any inflow, okay, now talking about this question, any inflow or outflow related to acquiring or disposing of a business like buying or selling a subsidiary, it is treated as an investing activity. Okay, it is treated as an investing activity because it affects long term investment. Okay, वो affect कर रहा है, that is why उसे डाला जाता है investing activity में. Now let's discuss question number 8, that is according to IND AS 21. Okay, according to IND AS 21, how should non-monetary items measured at historical cost in a foreign currency be translated? Okay, in a foreign currency be translated. So the correct answer here is using the exchange rate at the date of the financial statement. So this comes from IND AS 21. Again, very important. Accounting standards are very important for you. Okay, accounting standards हमारा बहुत ही important topic है. Okay, so IND AS 21 किसकी बात करता है? The effect of changes in foreign exchange rates. Okay, हम 3 क्वेश्चन okay, as far as I remember 3 क्वेश्चन इस IND AS 21 से देख चुके हैं. Okay, so it simply means that when an asset is recorded at historical cost, you always use the original exchange rate on the date of purchase. Okay, original exchange rate use करेंगे date of purchase पे. You don't restate it with later with later rate changes. So historical cost items अगर आ गई हैं, historical cost items अगर आई हैं तो use original. Okay, original transaction rate. but अगर monetary items आई हैं then use closing rate, we can say that. Okay, use closing rate. That means बैलेंस शीट जब आपकी क्लोज होती है वो वाला रेट यूज किया जाएगा. ओके, दिस डिस्टिंक्शन इज क्रूशियल एंड ऑफन टेस्टेड. ओके, नाउ लेट्स डिस्कस क्वेश्चन नंबर 9. IND AS 105 is related to which aspect of financial reporting? Very easy question. अगर आपको पता है IND AS 105 में किसकी बात होती है, then this is nothing for you. Okay, non-current assets held for sale and discontinued operation. Okay, IND AS 105 is related to non-current assets held for sale and discontinued operation. This is very easy अगर आप इस IND AS के टॉपिक को पढ़ के गए हैं तो. Okay, now let's discuss question number 10. Which IND AS accounting standard deals with the preparation and presentation of the cash flow statement? Okay, preparation and presentation of the cash flow statement. Again, easy and straightforward question. IND AS 7, accounting standard 7 provides the entire framework for preparing and presenting cash flow statements. Okay, very easy. Okay, then we have question number 11. Given that net working capital is 20 lakh, okay, and sales are 120 lakh, calculate the net working capital turnover ratio. Again, ratio analysis से हमारा question है. Okay, easy, level is easy. So basically the formula is net working capital okay, turnover ratio is equals to sales upon net working capital. Okay, sales हमें दे रखे हैं, net working capital हमें दे रखे हैं, so we can easily, okay, we can easily calculate our net working capital turnover ratio. Okay, so now question number 12. If the debt service coverage ratio is not increasing, what does it imply about the company's financial health? Again, a question from ratio analysis, category easy. Okay, it's easy अगर आपने ये रेशियो पढ़ा है तो, डेट सर्विस कवरेज रेशियो अगर आपने पढ़ा है तो. दिस इज अ कॉन्सेप्चुअल क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम फाइनेंशियल रेशियोज, वी कैन से दैट. ओके, सो DSCR ratio, net operating income divided by total debt service. Okay, interest plus principal की बात हम यहाँ पे कर रहे हैं, principal repayments की हम बात कर रहे हैं. So when DSCR, okay, increases, this ratio जब ये increase होता है, it simply means the company is generating more income, okay, generating more income related to relative to what it owes. That's a positive financial sign. तो हम क्या बोलेंगे, the company's ability to cover its debts obligation with its operating income is improving. Okay, is improving. Now question number 13, that is what is the effect of issuing bonus share on shareholders and on the entity. Okay, so bonus share की हम यहाँ पे बात कर रहे हैं. So issue of shares टॉपिक से ये क्वेश्चन आता है, बोनस शेयर. ओके, सो लेवल इज मॉडरेट. सो दिस कम्स फ्रॉम कंपनीज अकाउंट. कंपनीज अकाउंट में भी इश्यू ऑफ बोनस शेयर्स. ओके, इश्यू ऑफ बोनस शेयर्स. सो व्हेन अ कंपनी इश्यूज बोनस शेयर्स, ओके, व्हेन अ कंपनी इश्यूज बोनस शेयर्स, इट कन्वर्ट्स रिजर्व्स इनटू शेयर कैपिटल. सो टोटल इक्विटी स्टेट्स द सेम. सो जब भी कोई कंपनी बोनस शेयर इश्यू करती है, इट कन्वर्ट्स रिजर्व्स इनटू शेयर कैपिटल. सो टोटल इक्विटी सेम रहे. ओके, रिजर्व को यूज करती है वो. शेयर होल्डर्स जस्ट गेट मोर शेयर्स बट देयर ओनरशिप परसेंटेज डजंट चेंज. सो ऑप्शन नंबर बी इज आर करेक्ट आंसर. ओके, नाउ क्वेश्चन नंबर 14, व्हाट डज कम राइट शेयर्स रिप्रेजेंट. ओके, सो conceptual question, we have this come right shares. Okay, so now come means with. Okay, come right share means का मतलब क्या मतलब है, with. Okay, so come rights means the buyer of such shares still has the right to participate in the upcoming right issue. Okay, so basically बायर के पास ये राइट है. ओके, बायर्स ऑफ सच शेयर्स जिनके पास कम राइट शेयर्स हैं, स्टिल हैज द राइट टू पार्टिसिपेट इन द अपकमिंग राइट्स इशू. वंस द राइट्स इशू रिकॉर्ड डेट पासिस, अगर रिकॉर्ड डेट चली जाती है, शेयर्स बिकम एक्स राइट्स. ओके, एक्स राइट्स मीनिंग क्या है उसका, न्यू बायर्स, जितने भी न्यू बायर्स होंगे, डोंट गेट दोस राइट्स. नाउ क्वेश्चन नंबर 15, लेट्स टॉक अबाउट क्वेश्चन नंबर 15. So what does a low cash conversion cycle imply for a company? What does a low cash conversion cycle imply for a company? So let's first understand a cash conversion cycle. Okay, CCC. Okay, it shows how quickly a company converts its investments in inventory and receivable into cash. अब cash में convert कब तक कर सकते हो उसको, that is your cash conversion cycle. Okay, cash conversion cycle. So a shorter cash conversion cycle means the company collects receivables faster. So उसके पास जल्दी से cash आ जाता है. Manages stock well, अपना stock अच्छे से manage करते हैं, and pays suppliers efficiently. And ये किसके साइन है, ऑल साइंस ऑफ स्ट्रॉन्ग वर्किंग कैपिटल मैनेजमेंट. ओके, द कंपनी इज एफिशिएंटली मैनेजिंग इट्स इन्वेंट्री. सो दिस इज आवर करेक्ट आंसर. ओके, सो नाउ ऑल राइट एवरीवन. सो with all this we have completed our detailed analysis of the commerce and accountancy questions asked in SEBI. किस की बात की हमने, SEBI Grade A पेपर की बात की 2020, 2022 and 2024. Now if you have been following closely, अगर आपने सारे क्वेश्चन देखे, I'm sure you have noticed a clear pattern in how SEBI frames its questions. Okay, So the examiner doesn't want lengthy general entries. हमें कोई general entries नहीं मिली lengthy वाली, बस एक क्वेश्चन मिला था regarding general entry, और complex accounting problem भी नहीं थी, accounting equation से related question थे. Okay, so instead the focus, okay, जो आपका focus है, the focus is consistently कहाँ होना चाहिए, conceptual clarity, okay, conceptual clarity and application based understanding पे आपका focus होना चाहिए. So let's now quickly summarize, okay, what's being asked repeatedly. Okay, so first we have accounting standards. Okay, so in AS7 से बहुत ज़्यादा क्वेश्चंस थे, AS11 और 21 से, ओके, AS36, ओके, 36 से थे, एंड या एज फार एज आई रिमेंबर अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड से काफी क्वेश्चन पूछे गए. देन वी हैव रेशियो एनालिसिस. So this is one of the most heavily tested areas. Okay, so profitability, solvency and activity ratios. Okay, these are very very important for you. These are very very important for your exam. Then we have company accounts. Okay, company accounts में हमसे क्या क्या पूछा गया? Company account में bonus issue और we can say issue of shares में bonus issue पूछा गया. Right issue, debentures favorite topic, and some share capital entries were there. Okay, share capital entries were there, right? Then we have cash flow and one fund flow statement से हमारे बहुत सारे क्वेश्चन थे. Okay, cash flow and fund flow स्टेटमेंट्स से काफी क्वेश्चन पूछे गए. देन एंड में हमारे पास अदर टॉपिक्स थे. क्या थे वो टॉपिक्स? लाइक गोइंग कंसर्न एंड प्रूडेंस प्रिंसिपल एंड डुअल एस्पेक्ट. ओके, डुअल एस्पेक्ट, डबल एंट्री बुक कीपिंग, मैचिंग कॉन्सेप्ट एंड क्वालिटेटिव कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स. ओके, क्वालिटेटिव कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स ऑफ अकाउंटिंग. सो yes, that was all. Okay, that was all for this session, everyone. Thank you for staying till the end. Thank you.